Hello and welcome to the Understanding Narcissists YouTube channel. This episode is going to be about talk and narcissist talking. One of the biggest questions I get is what are the biggest signs, what are the best signs of narcissism, and how do you differentiate narcissists from other types of controlling, manipulative people? Even though narcissists are really kind of at the peak, kind of the top of the heap when it comes to control and manipulation, in my opinion. And most other people who are not narcissists but control others as well are really using things that narcissists already employ. But there are a few things that set them apart. And what's really fortunate about narcissism is that it doesn't require... It requires a lot of know-how, a lot of understanding in context to really comprehend what they do and then predict what they're going to do before they do it, kind of track their movements, because they're so adamant about you not being able to do that. They're so good at avoiding that whole procedure, that whole process of not being able to be read or anticipated, because that helps control. It's kind of like in warfare, that kind of thing, like the ambush, not knowing how an opponent is going to react, what they're really capable of, that kind of thing. They think on that level, on the combative level, the instinctual level. And the great irony about that is that they're actually quite easy to read and predict when you know the principles of what dictates and governs their behavior. Now, you have to understand it in context. You have to understand it as it applies to them in their own little world. But once you do, it becomes relatively easy. They're very sophisticated, but they are absolutely at the mercy of their disorder. And there's not really a whole lot that they can do to avoid those things. They're really at the subject of those drives. And fortunately for us, no matter who they are, they can't, if we want to identify them, they're not going to stop being narcissists. They have to do narcissistic things. So a lot of these basic ideas that I put across, like the opposites principle or black and white thinking, the illusion, of course, being at the heart of everything, those things don't go away no matter who. If they're narcissists, those things will be present. They're not going to be able to conceal that. They may be able to just to throw your attention somewhere else. They may be able to catch your eye on something that is just kind of a red herring that isn't real, to make you believe something that isn't true or make you believe the illusion. But that only works really in the short term. That's not really a long-term solution, because the truth will make itself apparent over time, and the truth is that they're narcissists. And so you're going to see these narcissistic traits, and while they are really good at concealing them, they still have to carry them out. They still have to satisfy these needs, and they do that by employing these methods and taking on these behavioral traits. One of those things, that's a lot of talk and intro for this video, but it's important. It's important that you understand that. I'll probably reiterate that in other videos too and expand upon it, because it's really crucial as you further your study in narcissists. And one of the first, most fundamental principles as far as spotting them goes is that they are always talking. Talk is their currency. They never stop talking, because talk is absolutely necessary to not instill, but really coerce these beliefs into you. It's really, to me, it's a type of brainwash. Now, I'm not an expert on brainwash. I don't really understand, psychological warfare, or actually, coercing people into believe something. But I do know that narcissists employ the same kind of thing, where if you, let's say I have a cult, where if you remove somebody from their environment and get them isolated, and then make sure that their only influence is you, they're going to start to believe all of the kinds of emotional and behavioral tendencies, the content that you're kind of springing on them. They're going to begin to adapt to that. They're also going to be able to adopt those ideas, whether they be beliefs, worldviews, perspectives, all kinds of things about how the world works and how they perceive their world and really how they process their world. They're going to take that in and begin for acting and forming their own identity based on that stuff. And that, to me, not at the conceptual level, that's very on the ground, real. When I'm describing, that's what they do. And one of the things they're going to be doing all the time is talking. And they're never going to stop talking. They fill that space and that void. When you're supposed to say, when you want alone time, that doesn't exist in the narcissistic household. You can't be, it's wrong, it's bad to be off in your own space for a time. That's something that's strictly prohibited. It's not allowed. And the reason is because that is a moment where they get that nagging sensation, that anxiety, that they don't feel that direct control over you. Now, they can put it off for a while when you're stuck in a house, but let's say you have a lot of other outside influences, other people, other activities, other behaviors. That's a really big no-no. That's the first thing they're going to have to remove from you, from your life, and instill their doctrine, their belief, their ideology, or whatever it is. And that's going to be step number one. But while they're doing that, I'm really going off a lot in this video because it's important stuff, but while they're doing that, they never stop talking. They're always talking. They're always reiterating. They're always reformulating the same idea, repackaging the same idea, and then just barreling it into your head. And they can engage you on a lot of different levels. In general, what they're trying to do, the end point, is to get you into their bubble and their beliefs so they basically can sit there and talk about themselves. But when that becomes so insufferable, whether you're still getting conditioned to it or you are starting to get fed up with it, they are able, to some degree, when they're not super pressured, to kind of expand that bubble a little bit in order to incorporate some things that will keep you there and keep you interested, to make you believe that, hey, they are people. Hey, they are nice. They do care about you. They are engaging with you. That kind of thing. And they're really not. All that will go away as soon as they think they've got you back at the reins and everything. They've got reins on you, not you at the reins. But that is probably one of the biggest things as far as somebody who doesn't understand narcissism on a fundamental level, who hasn't, say, watched some of these videos or read books about it or something. That's something where when you see it, there's a lot of people who talk, but narcissists talk with that purpose. And it's always a very simplistic, superficial type thing, but it definitely does gear you and condition you to be able to live in their little world, in their illusion. At the same time, their behaviors are also very good via talk, what am I thinking? Their behaviors are also geared towards finding the people who are predisposed, preordained, the people who are already in a position, because maybe they had a bad lot in life, or they had a bad parent, or that kind of thing, to be taken in by narcissistic people and really buy the illusion wholesale, buy the whole thing, believe it. Take it home with them. It'll brew in their mind, and then they'll slowly become accustomed and attracted to that person, and comfortable living in that illusion, that fantasy, because they grew up in it, or they've suffered abuse themselves, and it's going to feel natural and more comfortable to them. That's when they're going to feel safe, is when they've got somebody kicking them around. And narcissists are masters at finding those people. So that's definitely something that to keep in mind. And I hope I didn't go off on too many different tangents, but it's definitely that talk with a purpose. It's always trying to gear you towards something. It's very, if you're at all even the remotely aware of narcissists and their behavior, you'll be suspicious of it, because it's just too good to be true. They really are a bill of goods. Everything's just too good to be true, and it's that moment they'll get you kind of emotionally high on the idea of how great a relationship could be with this person, or how great this person would be as a friend. They draw you and they attract you into that situation, that environment to where you feel comfortable, and then they try to find a way to get you, to keep you there. And that whole process, the whole thing, is going to be facilitated by talk, by all the things to say that's kind of spewing from their mouth. They really have to occupy that space and fill it up with their presence, but it's going to be mostly them talking at you. They're not talking to you. They can fake talking to you like you're having a conversation, but it's really talking at you. And you're going to feel bombarded, and you're going to feel surrounded on all sides by their words. And it's not just figurative. They really do like to get you in a little room and just talk, and you will, like a cultist or something, you'll start to kind of adopt those ideas. Oh, okay, this makes sense. This is something. And then another way you can tell is when you leave that environment, whether it be, most likely it's going to be at their own domicile, their own house or whatever, but wherever you are, social situation, party, something, whatever, when you leave it, you're going to feel really weird, like you've been drugged or something, like you're just getting off of something, and you'll be really confused. You won't feel good, too. I'm going to cover that in future videos, but narcissists just make you, it's hard, it's this existential dread. They make you feel really bad about yourself. Anyway, I'm going off. I hope this video was helpful. And like it, share it with somebody you think might benefit from it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to say, comment in the comment sections below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.